Intelligence. I'm your host, Kimberly Anderson, and we are continuing the conversation today with Jamie Reyes. She's one of the ladies from my Unleash Your Inner Goddess series. So let me bring her on. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, guys.
I am so happy to have you on today. You have such an incredible story, and you shared it throughout the Goddess series that you are a part of. Tell us about what it is that you do.
All right. So I help moms to work from home, to raise their income. And I just created a YouTube channel for homeschoolers. So since the last time we talked, I've been focusing a little bit on homeschooling moms because I do homeschool. We did talk about that in the book. And I just been focusing more on homeschooling moms. And I have a community called Biz Mom Community. I changed it to Biz Mom Community for homeschoolers to help moms understand homeschooling and the struggle or the routines inside their home. As you know, we talk about, basically to do it with fear, right? For entrepreneurs. So we're still with that. We're still doing it with fear, with all the things that we do as a mom. So basically trying to help those moms make more money from home and homeschool at the same time.
Yeah, and you have two little ones, right?
Two boys.
So, and you've been homeschooling now for over a year, right? If I remember correctly?
Yes. Yes.
So this wasn't a huge change for you, but you stepped into a position to help other women then embrace that homeschooling that weren't prepared for that.
Yes, I think I found a need, a big need out there that moms are struggling, knowing if they have to send them to public school or staying home and homeschooling their kids while they are working from home. So I think I can help them with that. Also, I know some moms, they have the idea of they cannot do it. Maybe they cannot homeschool and also work from home. And like I did this. I was recording myself doing this makeup in 10 minutes, and my kid was writing his writing. So I was like definitely showing that you can do both. You can homeschool, you can be in an interview while you're home. So it's possible. It's possible doing both at the same time. I lost you for a second.
No, I'm right here. I brought you forward so we could see just you. So would you say that one of the biggest challenges you're finding for women is, or actually, let me just ask you that question. What is one of the biggest challenges you're finding for women as they're trying to learn to navigate homeschooling and run a business or work from home?
The routine, like what are they gonna cook, what time, is it gonna be possible to do that and also teach and also working with their business online? Because some people have, like me, a business offline as well. So they're CEOs, they have a business that they run offline. They also, some people, they run businesses online, but they also have to homeschool. And what I want to empower them is that they can do, like it's possible to homeschool. It's not like school, like going to school. There's different hours that they can do it. They can have different routines and schedule themselves better. So they have a little bit trouble with their scheduling. And with homeschooling, they give us a freedom, it's a freedom that you have to homeschool at nighttime or homeschool afternoon when you have to go work. And and your kids can still learn because they learn through life. Also, if you want to do a curriculum, they also can learn from that too. But I just found really that that's what they struggle, because I struggle with that too. And I found, a lot of help with also your spouse and yourself, and talking both together, and so that you can both do the same thing. We both work from home. and offline as well, as we have businesses offline. So having that harmony, we call it harmony, and there's not a balance. We don't have a balance really. It's like a harmony in the craziness.
It's so interesting. So how do you, so you're trying to also then help with scheduling, but time management too, then it sounds like.
Well, I'm not coaching them. I'm showing them my lifestyle and teaching them what's working for me. That way
Okay.
they can grasp through my YouTube channel, they can grasp the ideas, or the answer that they have, like what curriculum do that I use, what kind of routine do I have around what I do, so they can learn through my experience. Because I'm not as an expert. I've been doing it for a year. I'm an expert on doing in social media side, because that's why I still on Bismarck community for homeschoolers. I still teach social media and healthy living, because I help them make a residual income from a vehicle. But I teach them how I've been doing it and how do I manage my time with all of that, and also make money from home doing all that. So that kind of like they can pop the question on, so what do you use to make money from home, or how do I found an income from home, how do like with their passion, because I don't want to put my passion through to do those mamas. They all have a beautiful vision and purpose in life, so I try to just encourage them that whatever their passion is, they can use it as an income, and also homeschool their kids from home, and also do what they love in life.
I love that. So you're leading by example, not necessarily coaching,
Yes.
but I mean, in a sense, you're coaching, because if they reach out to you with questions, you're right there to help. But you were living it, breathing it, and being in it every day, and so people can mirror what you're doing. That's awesome. What would
Yes.
you say is the biggest
And it
challenge?
empowers me.
I love that too, because it does, when you take control and sit in that, that's empowering, and you're allowing other women to be able to see that they can too. They can do exactly, they can homeschool if they want, they can do, whatever kind of business they have, because you said, you're the social media online thing that you do, but you also have an offline business that you run, correct? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So you're juggling 3 different things, really. Homeschool, as far as business kind of things go, homeschool, online business, and then the offline business. And then on top of that, you're still mommy, you're still wife, you're still girlfriend, right? We as women, we wear a lot of hats anyway. So it's about really, like what you were talking about, is finding that harmony.
Yes.
I love that you use that term.
Definitely. Harmony is so important.
Why do you use
That's why I
that
use the
term?
term harmony.
Yeah.
So because there's no balance, like you have to, like, the balance is like having or if I imagine what a balance is, it's like this, right? You have to choose these or you choose these. Like there's not never a there's never this balance. Everything at this, like, sometimes as a mom, wife, homeschooler, biz owner, there's always, you have to give something, always. So through that, I call it the harmony, because sometimes I have to juggle everything at the same time. But something always have to give up. Maybe it's marriage, and that's something that a lot of moms struggles too. It can be God, because maybe you didn't put God first in the morning, and then your day went crazy. Um, then maybe the homeschooling didn't went as perfect because you didn't start that morning with God, but then you did it, you have to go and be the CEO. So what I teach, and when I'm gonna keep teaching and go more deep in the community, is that when you create a calendar, where you prioritize some things and you stop doing, example, your girlfriend call you and like, hey, let's go have some wine in the winery. And you're like, yes, let's do that, right? Was that in your priority? It wasn't in the calendar. So that cannot be giving in. You have to keep that harmony on into your calendar. What the things that you really said you're gonna do that day, and you cannot get away from that calendar, because when you do that, then you're gonna be struggling and overwhelm yourself because you didn't do the things that you were supposed to do today, in the things that you have as a priority. And I did this as a person, as a mom, as a friend. I had a person call me and like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go to the winery, or just let's do something else, right? Because I wanted to that networking thing, but then my priority changed, and I couldn't have a balance. So I call it harmony, because we have to prioritize something in our life. And again, I'm leading by example. So I struggle too sometimes with that calendar, and teaching myself how to have that harmony and that priority instead of just that balance.
That's so interesting. It's a very interesting perspective, because when I think of balance, and I talk about balance a lot, and you're right, the balance is you're either, you're giving more to one thing and taking from another. But if you think about riding a bicycle, if you're just still, you're going to fall over. So in a sense, balance is really just forward motion. So if you combine that with what you're saying as far as harmony, learning to juggle everything, that's where you can really find some true success, because you're not having those moments of guilt that you're not doing this or you're not doing that, right?
And you're going to have those days that you didn't do everything. It's because you didn't organize and prioritize yourself the day before, or the morning before you start your day. Because a lot of women and moms do this. They wake up and the kids wake them up. You didn't wake up earlier enough to be in your own self and have your own routine and have your space with God and a space for yourself, and then give the love to your kids and your husband, your spouse, because you didn't have that moment. So sometimes, or as a mom, or we wake up with the kids sometime, and what the first thing they say, like, I want breakfast, and then your day, you started in the wrong foot. And sometimes we're gonna have a wrong day because you didn't plan it. You didn't have a plan for that day. So I think planning is so crucial for that harmony to happen in your home. Everybody's gonna be unhappy in your house because you are unhappy. You didn't fulfill your cup first. You started your day empty. And then I can give you an example. I'm like a dragon if I didn't have my morning routine. So and a lot of them can relate to this, right? You can be dragon in your day. You blame everybody for everything that is happening. It's because you didn't start your day right.
Yeah. And I want to add in there, though, because I don't want women to feel like that they have to wake up early before the kids or wake up before whomever and do things, because sometimes that doesn't work for a certain type of person, and maybe they need to have that self time in the evening. So whatever's going to make their day good, so they can end on that note instead of start on that note. And I think that's important to make sure we're saying, because I don't want women to leave the conversation thinking that, oh my gosh, I'm not doing it right, and then have guilt, because we want to empower women to do what's right for them.
That works for me as a person. I have one of my mentors, she's a person, and she likes to do it at nighttime, but she can do her plans and her goals at nighttime, but she already knows what's going to happen the next day. So she's not like, what is going to happen today? So you can do this at nighttime, you can do this in the morning. It's whatever works for you. For me, works to really work around me first, God first in the morning. God first, me first in the morning, and then the kids and the husband and all that kind of thing, so I can feel better in the day. But for another woman, it can be different. It can start, maybe their husband is the one waking up with the kids and she can sleep better in the morning because she's a night person. So it depends of your on what's happening in your home. Every home is different. I'm just giving an example of my life. I can resonate with somebody that is out there, but not everybody has to be like me, for sure.
Yeah, but I love the point that you're making, is to make sure that you have that time for yourself to really, you know, organize your thoughts, organize your goals, organize your day, whether you're doing it in the morning for that day or that night for the next day. And that's where you're saying brings in so much harmony. And I think that's really an important thing to bring up. I love that you say that.
And I learned this from a lot of other mentors. I listened to Grant Cardone. He said, if you're not writing your goals to yourself or writing the goals with your spouse, you're not going to the same direction as you're supposed to be. Like, when I learned that, I'm like, wow, that's very empowering. Like, you having goals with your spouse. Like, I never thought about that in the past. Like, okay, let's make a goal together, or let's make goals for myself too, and divide those goals. So it's all about pursuing those goals, changing those goals, going through forward with those goals. So the success that you have as yourself, like what success means for you, means different for everybody. What is that success for you? You can achieve them because you make that goal for yourself and you achieve it.
I love that, with including your spouse in that as well. That's such a profound thing to do. It not only does it help you jointly make that goal together, but you're doing it together, and that would help strengthen your relationship. So I think that you have a common goal, right? So have you noticed for your relationship, since you've done that and you've given that's helped your relationship?
We having goals together helps a lot, because when you're not connected, like my goal and something that I am super passionate about is, I believe that when the parents are home with their kids together and they're seeing their parents work through a goal together, and they both doing the things at home. It's not just one working all the time and the mom home. Not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that for me, my passion, something that I think it will help this universe, is that the parents are cohesive on one idea. They both had different goals, but at the same time, when they have it together, like we sit down a lot and we talk about how we going to school our kids, how do we want our kids to be in the future. We talk about goals as a parent, goals as a marriage, what kind of marriage we want for ourselves, what kind of business we want for ourselves, together and separate. As a person, as Christian, everything, we have different goals in different areas in our life, like a tree. So I believe that's super important, and gives a lot of harmony in our home, having sitting down and talk about those goals every 3 days, sometime every day. If our goal is to have it every day, to talk about those goals every day. That's our goals in the morning after we have our own routine by ourselves. But this is a process for us, and it helps a lot on our relationship, for sure.
I love that. What a healthy way to have a relationship and implement that into your lives. I love that. What a great tip. It's awesome. So I want to talk to you, because we were bringing up doing it with fear. And I think that's so powerful, because it's become your philosophy, really. You when we spoke during the Goddess series, you said that you got comfortable being in fear. And that's such a powerful statement, and it really stuck with me. And I know it stuck to the the audience of that. Why let me see, how do I want to ask you this? How would you say is the best way to get comfortable with fear? And why do you say that?
Get comfortable with fear. We can get in this cocoon of like comfortable inside our fear and not doing what we know is gonna give us what we want. And I'm gonna give you a big example, and I got out of that fear with a push. So I remember when I was in Hammett, in Lake Hammett, there was this big floaty things. I was in top of it, and everybody was like, "Jump, jump!" And I'm like, "No, this is the scariest thing I ever can do. Like jump into that water for myself." My body, and I always say this story because that's the perfect example. My body was like a rock in fear. I couldn't jump. I couldn't do it. I can do it, but I was believing um that story to myself. I was like, I cannot jump. And then my husband, my kids, he was in the bottom saying jump, and people in the lake and in the sky was saying jump because everybody was waiting for me. And I tell the person, I don't remember who was behind me. I say, just push me. Just push me because I cannot do it by myself. Just push me. So the person pushed me. I went to the water and it wasn't that. We are full of fear and we're not comfortable to move forward.
Right.
And we know that it's not that bad. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's jumping. Why can I not jump into that water? It's because I had this fear and I wasn't comfortable. I was very comfortable in my own fear, not jumping. And I almost said, I'm just going back. But I knew I couldn't go back because there was a line and I couldn't go back. So I needed to move forward. So I just said, don't just push me. So I know sometimes we need a push. That was something physical. But I know sometimes we need a push. So even though I have fear sometimes in things, I can tell those moments out there. Like that's why I push you all the time. That's why I want to empower you all the time. That's why I want you to move forward all the time because I know you're able. You're capable. You just have to believe that you can do it. And I'm here to cheer you up and say you can go forward because anything in life is possible. We just have to believe in ourselves. So having that fear and being comfortable with that fear is not going to get you anywhere. And I know sometimes we can stay there and not move forward. Not sure if that answered your question.
Yeah, what a great story and a wonderful analogy wrapped into it because what you said about being comfortable, we're comfortable being fearful. What you're saying is be comfortable doing it with fear. And that's such an incredible distinction because we do get comfortable in fear. We're like, oh, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to keep that and distance ourselves. And you're saying, just move forward, do it anyway, scared, afraid, whatever, do it anyhow. And that's really where success comes from too, because a lot of people, it's fear of the unknown, it's fear of failure, it could be fear of success. Do it anyway, see what happens. They say fail forward, fall forward. And that's doing it with fear. And I love that. And your story, even though people get to read it in the book, which we finally launched, yay! I love your story in there. I know, yay! Your story about doing it with fear, literally your whole life you've had these moments where you decided to do something anyway, even though it was very frightening. One of which was moving to a new country here in the United States and not knowing the language. And then you went and got a job anyway. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's such an incredible story. And it really embraces the fact that one, being fearless is really brought you so far.
Yeah. Um, Even that I have fear and I do it, I did it anyways. Um, I had a little bit of confidence on myself too, because you can
Right.
have fear of doing something, but you also have to be confident on you. Like
Right.
even that I don't know anything, I I'm bold. I don't know how you say that word in Spanish, in English. Boldness, boldy. How do you
Bold.
say it, babe?
Yeah.
I'll
Bold.
try like to be bold, something like say. Yeah. So I was bold, I guess, to do it anyways. I asked the manager to just hire me, even though I didn't know much the language, and she gave me the opportunity. So that was a blessing.
Yeah.
But definitely that's how I practice my skill set and stuff like that. Again, you're gonna read it in the book, but it's amazing to just do it anyways because what's gonna happen, right? They're gonna say no. Are you gonna die because somebody told you no? I promise you, you're not gonna promise you anything you want to do in life. You're not gonna die. Just keep moving. You know how many doors I had closed on me when I had this job in Puerto Rico. It's crazy. It was like I had a lot of doors closed on me, but I moved forward. I just, you get your skin gets thicker because you keep trying and you develop so many skill sets that you can use in your life because you did it with fear.
Absolutely. I love that. And it's about not, I like what you said about having thick skin, and you get that over time, and you're not going to die if somebody tells you no. You just try a different way because maybe that's not the perfect way for you in that moment anyway. So it's really, all these things are really a blessing in disguise.
Definitely.
So what's the number one thing that you tell people when they ask you, like, how do I get out of being afraid to do something? Because you said you need that push, but how do people find that? Because there's not somebody standing behind them going, "Hey, you just push me so I can go over the cliff." How would you say that? How do you help people?
So and I had a friend. She had a little fear to do approaches and to talk to their customers, and she's like, I don't have the skills that I'm learning, So when I go through their mindset, because everything starts in their mind, and if you don't have your perfect mindset straight, really you're not allowing yourself to move forward. So they
Right.
have to develop their mindset every single day. I talked a lot about this on my inspirational videos, and it's starting here because I don't. No matter what I tell you to do, or no matter what I advise you to do, you're never gonna do it. It have to come through you, inside of you. You have to believe it inside of you. You have to feel confident inside of you that you can actually do it. But that start in your mindset. So when you develop that mindset and listen to personal development, working on yourself every single day, and that took me a while too. This like being now the confident as I am on videos, I wasn't like that 5 years ago, but it's because I was developing myself. I knew that I couldn't just allowed myself to have the criticism to other people because they thought that they couldn't understand me, or some things around me, my kids going crazy, for them was not the best idea to listen to me. So all those scary things that the world's gonna tell you, all the things that you're gonna say yourself, I needed to work on that mindset. So I always tell them, you have to work on yourself. And you hear this from a lot of successful coaches and a lot of entrepreneurs that wants to move forward in their business, in their life, and anything you want to do. You definitely have to believe in yourself, and you have to prepare your mindset to whatever comes forward to you. That way, anything that you will like to do, you know that all that bad talk that you can tell yourself is just garbage. It's just you trying to get away from moving forward. So you have to delete all those thoughts and convert them to positive ones. Like, I cannot do this because. Change it to I can do this. Why? Why you can do that? Like the possibilities. Just know the
Mhm.
possibilities of what if that yes come forward, what that possibility can be. So definitely the mindset, changing those negative thoughts to positive thoughts is the way that I can start them in the right mindset so they can move forward in their fear.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's such an important subject, mindset, and it's really become basically the core of all things. It's the core of your success, it's the core of your personal success. It's the core of coaching anymore, because it all goes back to mindset. So how do you, when you're sharing people how to change their mindset, what do you offer them to do? Do you give them advice on things that they can do to change their mindset, other than, I know you mentioned, if you have a bad thought why you can't do something, change it to why you are going to do it. I think that's awesome. But are there other tips or tools that you use when for yourself and others?
To change their fear, to move
Their
forward.
fear, their mindset. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I remember this lady, that I mentioned, and I give a lot of examples so the people listening can understand that sometimes um, they can tell me, Jamie, this is not enough. I do personal development every single day. I listen to things every single day. But then I see what's their environment, because you can be pushing forward, but then you are around yourself with the wrong people. And the people
Mm-hmm.
around you can be your spouse, it can be your friend, it can be your own people saying, like, why would you do this? Like, you're never gonna be successful. Why you don't change careers? Why you don't go get a job? Why you like you will have all these negative people around you. Sometime you have to not get rid of them, but to talk to those people around you and tell them, listen, this is what I want to do. This is I have to stay away from you for a little bit. Maybe it can be a friend, and the spouse is the difficult one because he's in the house with you. This is what I tell this lady. You are with your spouse. It's inside your home, right? And the opinion of your spouse to you is not your reality. You have to understand that if you keep forward, if you keep developing yourself, your spouse is going to surround, like if you are surrounded by you, so he's gonna grab all that positivity that you have. He's gonna grab all the hustle that you have. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example in my own family. My husband wasn't all forward to be entrepreneur. He was very good and comfortable to be a 9 to 5 job. But because I'm being hustling, because I've been moving forward with my dream, because I'm developing myself, even though I have sometimes hard time um, having to fight that dream that I have and having that harmony in my home, he changed. One day he was like, I'm listening to Tony Robbins in my break at work. Now he's working from home. So it changed because I changed. So you cannot change your around, but you can change yourself. So it can sometime be the only stone being on your way to that success that you want, and getting out of that fear. It's only
Mm-hmm.
you. And the only thing I can do to help you is to tell you your awareness is you have to change your awareness. You have to talk to the people around you. What are you doing? And moving forward as well with that. And there's so many ways. Like, you have to do it consistently. It's not just like
Yeah.
today you're gonna change your mindset, you're gonna move forward. You need to be consistent. You really have to want this. If you don't want this, you will not be consistent about it. You're not gonna move forward because it's okay. It wasn't that serious. you're not gonna move forward. You're just gonna put it aside. But if it's really good important for you, you're gonna move forward. You'll be consistent till you get where you wanna be. And it can take you years, it can take you months, it can take you days. But are you willing to move forward and do it anyways till it works? That's how successful people are successful these days, because they never give up on themselves, even when you have bad times. I don't know. There's a graphic where there's an iceberg and then all the working below. You never see that, right? You don't see that this big iceberg have a big stone below the water, and all the
Right.
hustling, all the grind, all the bad nights, all the bad minds, all the personal development that goes with you being the better person of and becoming that better person, that better you. Is you grinding and hustling, believing in you, being consistent, and having a purpose that you are meant to be in this world. Because you, as a woman, you are we are unicorns, because we are unique, and we have a beautiful, beautiful gift that we can give to this world. And if we allow the fear to stop us to give what we have, you're not you're missing out a lot. You're missing out a lot. So I give you a lot of what I go through, but the best example was that person saying, "I'm doing all these things you're saying," but it's only you that it can change yourself. You're gonna
Yeah.
have all the coaches, you're gonna have all the people tell you, but you have to want it really, really bad, more than me.
Yeah. I like what you said about even being in a marriage or a relationship or even your family where they're telling you, just get a different job, just get a regular job, they're basically telling you not to follow your dreams. And you made an important point about the marriage part of it, because if your spouse is telling you that, that makes it even harder on you, and you're going to second guess yourself and really question your reality. But like you said, and it's so absolutely true, how they feel about your goals is none of your business. Like, they can think all they want negatively, and you can put up a wall for that moment and just work on yourself, work on your goals, and don't feel guilty about it, because you're doing what's best for you and in alignment with what you're destined to do. And like you said, for your husband, he wound up changing. He stepped into your light and not pull you into his. What a great story that was.
Yes.
Thank you for
And
that.
it wasn't me trying to push it. It wasn't me trying to push it. It wasn't me trying to change my husband. It was me trying to be me, and he got inspired about it, and he wants that for himself too. So I love that we are in the same path. And again, all the other things on goals and stuff together comes after all that, after we wanting the same thing. But I think you, as a woman, and as me trying to empowering those women out there, you have to believe that you can do more than just being a mom. And I remember that I wanted just to be a mom. I just wanted to stay home. But I know that I never been just a mom. I am always been an entrepreneur before having kids. So I had that in my essence since I was 15. So I know that I couldn't just be a mom. I became the mompreneur, right? The mompreneur changing life. As you remember, people have been following me. That was my brand a few years back, Mompreneur Changing Life TV, and then I changed it to Beef Mom Community. But it's definitely been always me as an entrepreneur and being a mom together now, and because I have now these still tiny kids, we as a mom go through so many ideas and hustling, and we have to juggle to so many things. We doubt ourselves. I felt sometime that I couldn't do anything, and I just got into my own sorrows, and I didn't want to do anything. I was sometimes I didn't want to move forward, but then I have to go back to my own self and my mindset. Like, Jamie, you know you want this, so you need to keep moving forward. You cannot give up, because if I give up, I'm giving up on my kids, I'm giving up on my husband, I give up on their dreams too. Because if mommy give up, the whole house give up. The whole the whole harmony just go out of harmony. Like, we don't have harmony when mommy give up. So
Yeah.
I have to keep strong and empower myself, because somebody else cannot empower you, even though that you can get motivated. That's why I don't like the motivation word, because you can get motivated from me in this video today, but will you have to be listening to motivation every day to get empowered, or you need to empower yourself to do the things that you want? It's nice to listen and empower yourself and get inspired, but it's not enough sometimes. You have to get deep into yourself, deep into you. What is your purpose? What do you want in life? And are you willing to pursue it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's so good. It's so good. So you were feeling overwhelmed too, is what you were saying. And we all have that. That happens sometimes often. And it's about really going deep down and finding your strength within. And changing your mindset, getting inspired, getting motivated, and then taking action on that. And you can have a bad day. You could literally just go, okay, today's a blank day. I'm gonna just sit and binge watch Netflix and be okay with that. Maybe you need to just, completely brain dead, just do nothing, and then the next day you prep yourself. And it's okay. I love it.
I had those days, guys.
Yeah, we all do.
Okay. It's like deplug yourself. You deplug yourself from anything you're doing. You just want nothing to do with whatever you're doing, because you need a break. You can allow yourself to have a break. Allow yourself to have that break. And yes.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying that sometimes I have to go to my belief to get that empowerment, because the empowerment doesn't come from me, come from God. I believe a lot in the higher power, and that God gives me strength to do what I'm meant to do, and He wants us to be successful. He wants us to give to our kids, to our husband, to have happiness, not just happiness, to have joy. And I go in deep into joy. It's very different from happiness. It's when you have God and the Holy Spirit with you. And if I don't have that inside of me, my day, my purpose, what God wants me to this world is not alliance. Because when we want just us, and we look our ego, we want our ego to be exposed, then it's not a blessing for others. That's what I believe. It's not a blessing for others. I think God always has to be in my alliance of whatever I'm doing, so I can bless another woman in their home. And I pray for that every day. That I can find that woman that needs that empowerment and that purpose that they don't know how to find. And again, we don't find to ourselves. When we just want our ego, we want just to be successful, because doesn't really go well.
Yeah, I love what you're saying, and it's always goes back to the mindset. It always goes back to that mindset, and really, like you said, it's really deep down that you find, and there is a big distinction between happiness and joy, and I love that. One of the other ladies that was on here, her business is called Joy, and there's such a reality of, or truth rather, of finding that deep rooted happiness and joy in your life. And it's all about mindset, and it makes a big difference in your life and your success. So I love that you're bringing that up. And it's okay
interview.
to
Why
have a
did
bad
you
day. And it's okay to have a bad day.
It's snack time.
Yeah. And you know what? I love this. So this is a
Snack
perfect example of a mompreneur and her kiddos are coming in to say hi. You know, it's about moving forward, doing it, being okay with it, and it's okay. I love that. You know, knowing that your kids might come in and say, hey, you know, we've had pets show up. Hey, you know, just it is what it is. And that's what I love about these conversations is they're real, they're raw, they're live, so you can't edit them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like perfect. My dishes are not done. So guys, this is real life, okay? Real raw life.
Yeah, but you know what I like about that though is when we show real life, we show that we're human, we're just people, we're regular everyday people making a difference. And you know, before everything was so untouchable, you know, you thought you had to be this perfect image, this perfect life, this perfect everything. And meanwhile, it's like you said, that iceberg image where you just see this little part of the iceberg and then down below it's huge and massive. And you don't see all this underneath. You just see this pretty iceberg on top, glistening in the sun. You don't see all this other crap on the bottom, and it's massive. And that is the reality. That is real life, is all that stuff under the surface that we deal with: life, husband, kids, family, you know, the hustle of having a business, whether it's online or offline. You're in that same hustle and everything else. And I love everything that you said today. It's such wisdom. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So how can people get a hold of you?
All right, so you can always
right here.
Yeah, I just Jamie Reyes, my name. Yeah, that's my Facebook. You can also find me on YouTube as Jamie Reyes TV. My name is spelled a little bit different, as you know. It's Jeimy, and my last name. I am on all social media with the same name, so people can find me. So you can even Google me. Everything gonna find. You can Google me and find me. But definitely, that's my private, personal page. You can find my my community through there because I have everything set up so you can see where to find it. You can go to jamiereyes.com if you want to work with us and just connect.
And you also have Jamie sisters making sixfigures.com. I put that up as your name. And that's is that
community
making okay. I love it.
6 figures. Without the that's our sister making 6 figures community.
Okay.
Yeah, and thank you for having me, Kimberly. It was an awesome time and beautiful conversation.
It's always a wonderful conversation. You have so much wisdom. You've been an entrepreneur since you were 15 years old, which I think is absolutely incredible. You are constantly in forward motion, creating balance and harmony in your life and for the lives of others. And I think it's awesome. I want to just show the book cover real quick. Everybody, you can read all about Jamie's story in the book Goddesses Among Us. And it is out. Watch for that link on Facebook. You can go to, let me find it, my website, Aphrodite Enterprises, Inc. You can rewatch this show, which is cool. Or if you're watching it on a live streaming device, you can actually go and watch this again and ask questions, tag us, and we will come back through and respond. So that's very cool. And we will also be putting the link up for the book right here as well. Jamie, did you want to say anything else? What would be your number one tip for women right now?
Take some breaks for yourself. I think it's important that you take a break for yourself. with all this hustling and all these things and all the balance, harmony, whatever you want to call it, you need time for yourself. Sometimes as a mom, we've been asked so much and we forget that we are a human being and we have to take care of our bodies. We have to do exercise. We need to take a break. We need to have some me time. And I think when you have that time for yourself, you can love more because your cup is full to give to your husband, to your work, to your kids, to your homeschooling, to whatever else the world is asking from you. You need that break. You need to fill that cup to give to others. When you give from an empty cup, everybody's receiving an empty cup. They're not receiving anything. They're receiving your anger. They're receiving your frustration. They're receiving their overwhelm. So you need a break for yourself.
I love it. I love it. That was absolutely perfect. You are such an inspiration. Thank you so much for being on the show. If you guys want to check out what I've got going on, it's KimberlyACoaching.com. And again, Jamie, it's always a pleasure talking to you. You have so much wisdom to share, not only with your personal, your online business, but your offline business, and just your wisdom in creating your, what's that name again? What did you create? Your Mom Biz for the homeschooling one to help women business owners?
Biz Mom Community for Homeschoolers.
There you go. So check that out as well. If not, you can send Jamie a message, and I'll put that back up real quick. You can find her here, send her a message, and she'll send you the information. So thank you so much again, Jamie. I totally appreciate you today. Thank you.
Thank you.